2 games played, 2 games won. Impressive as the victories may have been, all that is done is all that was expected. Home court.
Only what we just talked about is we did what we're supposed to do. It's not anything more than that. We're already trying to leave this game behind and try to start this series.
You know, right now we got to come together and protect our home court. I mean, Miami did their job here on their home court, and now it's our turn.
Saw a lot of positive things, you know, in the game or during the game, and we just got to build on that. Now we got to go home. They did what they were supposed to do. They won on their floor, and now we got to go home and protect our floor.
The Knicks return to their home down 2 games, but more importantly, down 2 men. A daunting task for any team, an almost insurmountable obstacle for this team. But beware the wounded warrior. Desperation can become the inspiration for incredible performances. Knicks have the kind of players available for such heroics.
Anthony for 3, puts it in! Alley-oop to Chandler! Oh, what a perfect pass from Anthony.
The series has reached a statement game. Miami aims to serve notice of its intent to continue winning on its floor or any other. And the New York Knicks are hoping that the home crowd and the fear of elimination will serve as their motivation for one simple thing: a win. Join us for the drama. This is Game 3 in the world's most famous arena. It is the world's most famous arena. The allure of playing under its bright lights on its grand stage is what has always made the Garden a most special destination for basketball's best.
You know, it's just a feel, you know, when you're driving up to the Garden. You know, you get that automatic goosebumps and chills, you know, on your body, you know, going through you. You know, you feel that it's just a special place.
It has a lot of history behind it, and you know, it's a very unique place to play.
I think the lights, for some reason, just shine a little brighter in the Garden.
It's a great atmosphere. Obviously, the fans are, you know, they get after you, you know, there as well.
You know, still sold out every night. You know, still is one of the biggest stages in NBA basketball, no matter what.
Miami's most decorated players have enjoyed memorable moments on the Madison Square hardwood, but have never experienced the atmosphere of playoff basketball at the Garden.
I have an opportunity to play a lot of games in that building, but none that's quite as big as these ones, because these are playoff games, so I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be a lot of fun. I've never played a playoff, never been to a playoff game there, so it'll be very exciting.
A stage unlike any other, an iconic environment for the sport, and quite simply, the most recognizable arena the game has ever known. A playoff rivalry worthy of its grandeur now returns to the Garden. It is time. A half hour before that sign says, for Miami Heat basketball on Sunsports. Welcome to the city that may not sleep, but it sure needs a nap. Down 0-2, your Miami Heat come into this building with that nice little lead, and there's an uneasy feeling in the Big Apple, which can turn a down team into a dangerous team, people. Desperation is not a feeling to fool with. Just extinguish it and move on. Is in the building, and there was questions about it because of that little man right there. Jackson Bosch, welcome to the Miami Heat family. Mama Adrian, Papa Chris, they are proud. Everybody's healthy. And by the way, Chris Bosch, who left in the middle of the night to get down to Miami to see his son come into the world, has made his way back to New York, been here for about an hour and a half, and will be ready to go. As for another power forward, he's going to be missing. He would be Amari Stoudemire. Honestly, a decent game. 18.7 rebounds, but he was infuriated at the fact that his team was down 0-2. After a night of trying to be impactful, he did some impacting all right with some glass surrounding a fire extinguisher at American Airlines Arena. You see medical personnel had to be called in. You see the sling on that left hand. He had a cut deep enough to keep him out of this contest. Of course, in this world of social media, he could reach out to the people. I am so mad at myself right now. I want to apologize to the fans and my team. Not proud of my actions. Headed home for a new start. He kept rolling along and making it clear we have all done things out of anger that we regret. That makes us human. Bad timing on my part. Sorry, guys. This too shall pass. Yesterday, he stopped typing and started talking about the incident.
Fans are thinking that I actually had a closed fist and I punched through a glass door, or you know what I mean. So I think they got the wrong perception of what actually happened. Obviously, I walked by and I just swung my arm backwards and hit the fire extinguisher door and sliced my hand a little bit by accident. So I think they got the wrong perception of what actually happened, and I can understand their frustrations right now. I'm frustrated with myself as well for not being available for Game 3. So. I persevered through a lot of injuries and work hard to recover from injuries. So by the hands of the Most High, hopefully I'll be ready to play by Sunday.
And it's around the corner. Look at that man. That's LeBron James. That man is effective and efficient, and he helps us tell you what you should be doing.
Sunsports is the place to be for White Hot TV.
Each depth charge, more on Battier and Miller. When we return, speaking of Mike Miller, tell the people about our programming.
In the Carter. And here we go. It's Mashburn. Carter.
It was like a slow motion type deal, like everything just kind of stopped and slowed down.
With 5, drives, lofts it up.
He puts up a floater, but it seemed like something just pushed the ball up even more. You think it's just going to kind of go up and go into the rim, but his shot goes up into the backboard. I've never seen nothing like that before in my life. He takes maybe a bounce or two up there, and boop, and drops in, and everybody was just like, wow.
No basket! Dan Crawford took it away! Now Bartolini's coming over to talk with him. And the officials will have to change this, Eric.
They have scored a basket. They said it was not touched, and it's out of bounds.
And Madison Square Garden has gone silent.
We were shocked. We were like, unbelievable. So we're thinking, hey, maybe that's our good omen now. Maybe that's our break. That's, we found that's going to help us get through these guys.
New York City and the NBA playoffs. Miami and the Knicks for the first time since 2000. It's the Miami Heat and the New York Knicks as we get set for Game 3 of this best-of-7 first-round series. Baby boy Jackson, and then he flew back, Chris Bosh, today. He arrived in New York, cabbed it over to Madison Square Garden, and arrived in his locker room by 6 p.m., and he will be in the starting lineup for Miami. Coach, it's a happy ending for Bosh and his family.
It is. Chris Bosh in the lineup.
Let's take a peek at the starting lineups brought to you by Cleveland Clinic, Florida. As we take a peek, take a look at that name right there on the left side in the middle. Chris Bosh, he did make it. You heard the news probably when you woke up this morning. The birth of his first son, Jackson, brought him back to South Florida. But after knowing that mama and baby were well, he hopped back on a plane and got back to New York for Game 3. You see the changes with Amari out. They moved Carmelo to power forward, and Novak will not be at center. He will be at small forward. Landry Fields at the 2 guard. Those are your changes in the starting lineups.
At forward, at 6'8" from Florida, number 40, Udonis Haslem. At forward, at 6'8" from St. Vincent, St. Mary's High School in Ohio, number 6, LeBron James. At center at 6'11" from Georgia Tech, number 1, Chris Bosh. At guard at 6'2" from Kansas, number 15, Mario Chalmers. And at guard at 6'4" from Marquette, number 3, Dwayne Wade. And head coach is Eric Spoelstra. And now fans, here to turn out the lights. Once a Knick, always a Knick. Please welcome beloved legend, Larry Johnson.
New York.
23rd night of May, the year 2012. Welcome back to Madison Square Garden. It's the Heat and Carmelo Anthony's New York Knicks. Game 3 of this first-round best-of-7 series. The Heat leading it 2-0. Melo on center stage. So is Chris Bosh, LeBron James, and Dwayne Wade. The Heat's triumvirate of all-stars playing their first career playoff games here at the Garden. Tonight's tip of the game is being delivered to you by Papa John's. And our three-man officiating crew assigned to work Game 3, Mike Callahan, David Guthrie, and Ed F. Rush. Tony, I think fans across the land, especially in South Florida, feel like this is already a done deal. That is not the case. We're only 2 games in, and this is the pendulum game. The outcome of tonight's game will dictate the flow of the rest of this series.
If the Knicks can take this game, they're right back in the series playing. Great job by the coaching staff. Great preparation for the series, and the Heat are on the brink of sweeping the Knicks in the first round and get some rest before the second round begins.
Here tonight's NASDAQ closing numbers.
So Miami wins it by the final score of 87-70, suffocating Heat defense, some of the best playoff defense you will ever see. They held the Knicks to 32% shooting, and they forced 20 New York turnovers. They held Carmelo to 7 for 23 shooting. And LeBron James and Dwayne Wade combined for 52 points tonight. LeBron had 32. Dwayne Wade had 20. 12 of them came in the third quarter after LeBron sat with foul trouble. Let's go to the Sunsports winner's circle. Jackson D. Wade.
Eric, thank you very much. Dwayne, I know how much you love threes, so, 3-0 lead in this series is another accomplishment. I know you guys just are waiting until you close it out to have any real discussion of accomplishment. But this game was ugly. You guys stayed in it. You fought. And I think that lends to who you all want to be from defense first. Is that right?
No question. I think the best part of this game was the third quarter. We didn't have it going too much offensively, but, you looked up there defensively, they was only getting free throws for the first 9 to 10 minutes of the quarter. So we did our job on the defensive end to give ourselves a chance, and then we started making shots, and we was able to pull away a little bit. They made a comeback, and in the fourth, we kind of executed. Bron came in, went to work, and, it was a team victory.
Yeah, it was like a little bit of a combination in a building that's had some pretty good fights. You throw the first punch, trying to keep it together, and then obviously Bron comes in, does it, and of course Rio, again, 3 straight games in a row. You talked about it after game 1, the impact that he has right now. How do you explain it?
Yeah, it's big, and we told him that, obviously later towards the end of the season he was struggling a little bit, but we try to stay positive with him, let him know that if we're going to do what we want to do this season, he's going to have to be a big part of that on both ends of the floor. So he got his confidence back, and like we said, when him and Chris Bosh playing the way that we know they can play, we're a very tough team.
Speaking of Chris, how nice was it to have him here on the floor?
Man, it was great. When he walked in that locker room, I kind of wanted to hug him, but I sat down in my chair. I was happy to see him back, but most importantly, just happy for him and his family. They brought their first child into this world. Their first boy into this world, his second, and it's just an amazing thing. So I'm glad he can make it here, fight through that New York traffic, and get here on time for the game.
That might have been the hardest part of the day. And Dwayne, before I let you run, what is it going to take to close this team out?
It's going to take the same great win on Sunday. This team is not going to ever give up. This crowd is going to stay here. They're not going to give up. So we got to keep fighting for 48 minutes all the way through, and it's about getting a W. It's not about nothing else.
You got the proud papa behind you right now.
Yeah, proud. I just want to say, hey, Jackson, how you doing? I was the first one to say hi to you on the camera. Yeah, Uncle, yeah.
Exactly. Chris, come on in. Come on in. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Good to be seen.
Hey, how's the last 24 hours been for you, buddy?
It's been hectic. It's been great, though. I'm on top of the world. Jackson, I love you. Adrian, I love you.
Tell me about it, man. What was the toughest part about getting here? Was it just after you got on the ground and getting here, or just the anxiousness of trying to get back to Miami? Where was it all?
It was getting back here because, I just wanted to make sure everything was good back in Miami. And it took me, it was a 3-hour flight, but then it took me about 2 hours to get here, from the airport. Traffic was ridiculous. I got here about 40 minutes before the game, right when Coach was making his speech. So it was good timing.
How was that reception? Dwayne said it was amazing to see you walk through that door.
It was great. Those guys make me feel special. It was like walking in a Rudy movie or something. You know what I'm saying? It was great. We're all family and we support each other in good times and, good times.
It's good to have a Jackson with a last name and a first name in the Miami Heat family. It's an awesome connection by you. Thank you so much. Your vision on what Sunday will have to have for you all to close this series out on this floor?
It's going to take an all-out effort, of course. You know, this being the playoffs, but we're still on the road. We have to keep that sense of urgency, and we just have to come and get it done. Nobody's going to give it to us. We have to go and take it, and it's not going to be easy.
Thanks for the new family member in the Miami Heat family, and thanks for the W. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate it, man. Have a good one. Don't get in too much trouble now.
It's a big city. See you, buddy. Chris Bosh already being fatherly on the floor. Defense first for number one, rejection. But of course, if you're going to be number one, you got to make some buckets as well. Throw it down, Daddy. Chris Bosh and your Miami Heat victorious in the Garden. We're coming back.
Wade hit the back-to-back threes in that third quarter, part of his 12-point eruption in the quarter. Then LeBron comes back into the fourth, well-rested after sitting out the final 7:23. I believe he scored the first 11 points of the fourth quarter for Miami and finished up with 17 fourth-quarter points to put New York away.
You knew the Knicks were in trouble when LeBron came in that fourth quarter and he made the first three he took, then he made another one. Then when he got the players guarding him real close, he went around them. There's nothing you can do with this man when he's got it going from the outside. He can combine both the step back, the threes, getting to the rim. He does what he wants. There were some derisive calls by the crowd against him. They don't realize that they were just making him play better, not making him play worse.
He had 9 points in the fourth quarter of game 2 when the Knicks were, threatening Miami. He scores 9 points in the fourth quarter again tonight on 3 triples. Mario Chalmers tonight was outstanding. Chalmers finished the game with 5 triples. He was 5 of 8 from downtown, had 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. Another big game on the playoff stage for the fearless fourth-year man out of Kansas.
We talked about how much better he has become as a point guard. Came into the league as a combo guard who could shoot the threes, playing with these 2 years with the 2 All-Stars, 3 All-Stars. But he has really become a good point guard, setting up teammates, knowing where to go with the pass, knowing when to pass, when to shoot.
Team play of the game presented by Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Tony, you remember this play.
Yeah, it was terrific when LeBron got caught in the air, threw the ball away, but then had the frame of mind to tap the pass away to Wade. Wade hit Bosh. You're going to see it again right here. He got up in the air, he threw it away, but then he got back. Wade's going to hit Bosh. Bosh is going to hit LeBron. He's going to get fouled. 3-point play. That's your team play of the game presented by Cleveland Clinic, Florida.
And add another New York memory to your Miami playoff scrapbook. A convincing Game 3 win, an even more convincing 3 games to none lead in this first-round playoff series. We'll come back for more here on Sunsports. Right after this, it's Heat Live presented by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. LeBron hammers it home.
What motivates me?
Rebound, Wade put it up, got fouled, and somehow made the shot. Wade with the steal, right at Correa. A thunder dunk by Wade.
Playoff basketball.
A race by Chris Bosh. In and out, rebound, hammered in by Bosh.
That's where it matters most.
Miami is Eastern Conference champions.
Playoff basketball on Sunsports. It's worth watching.
But that may do it for our play-by-play coverage here on Sunsports. Heat Nation, thank you so much. The pleasure has been all ours. Again, the Heat win at 87-70 tonight. If the Heat lose Game 4, we'll see you Wednesday for Game 5. Heat Live delivered by Papa John's. We'll get it going at 6:30. If there's a Game 5, it'll be Wednesday at 7. Don't forget Game 4 as the Heat try to wrap it up on Sunday. This has been a presentation of Sunsports, your proud home for Miami Heat basketball. On behalf of our entire Emmy Award-winning crew, including my partner, the coach Tony Fiorentino, and Jason Jackson, this is Eric Reed. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying Heat basketball all season long and here in the playoffs. Coming up next, it's the debut of Inside the Heat, the season recap. But before we go to that, let's now take just a moment to say thank you to all the men and women who work so hard and proudly bring you your Heat basketball on Sunsports.